Howdy, friends. John here. Going to do something I ain't done since about a year. I always talk about the people in our community and how good they are. I'd like to just scroll down and call out a few names here. Let's see. Trying to get my computer and video camera and my mouse in focus. Well, I'm subscribed to ACDC. Imagine that. Uh, I don't watch. They don't put out too many MREs, if you know what I mean. uh, Aldo Hart, uh, Philippines. He don't put out much anymore. A little older. Uh, German border. Let me think. Uh, Austria. All right, Eeyore, stateside. Most of you, if you ever watch any of the cooking shows, you know Alton Brown and Good Eats. Anson, Canada, that's a different hobby. Uh, Apple Stump Bushcraft. He's a good buddy of mine, and I've actually won a few things from him over the years, which I'm gratefully thankful for. Uh, Ask a Mortician. Now, that one's a little bit different, but if you did have any questions about processes and how things are done these days, that's good. Average Joe MRE, he's one I wanted to bring up because last time I done this, me and Joe hadn't met yet. Uh, he's a little bit away from me, but he's sent me a couple of pretty good care packages, and we cut up and get along uh, very well. Uh, Ben Workman and Animal Free MRE. Ben is still around, so is Candy. They're just doing a little bit different things right now. Best Ever Food review show. If you want to see what they're eating overseas, in different countries, and uh, well, some of them you may not be impressed with, to say the least. Big Joe's Rations Review. He's another uh, newer acquaintance of mine. Black Dog Survival. Boy, I am so tongue tied tonight. It's Black Dog Bob, MRE Nation Minotaur. Uh, he used to do a lot of shooting stuff before he went into the MRE reviews. Blind Fox, my sister over in South Africa. Uh, Bob Gaskin is Black Dog Bob. Boondocking with Dennis. He's one I got acquainted with through dealing with Tracy Phillips. Um, he's down in Texas and puts out a lot of reviews, and I can't explain everything about him, but subscribe to him and you'll get just a little bit of an idea of what's going on. B Temple up in Canada. Buddy Brown, country music singer. He is not politically correct. He is very right wing. Uh, well, I'm sorry to some other friends, so am I. But the songs he does and makes fun of, I go along with greatly. Business operations, that's Miss Nina down there at foreignmra.com, her and her husband Art. CT Canadian Trucker. There's Candy Workman. Cody Johnson. I like my country music. Cody Lee Meese, he's local singer here. Quite proficient on any instrument that he decides to. Cop Talks, I've not watched them for a while. Cortex Rations, that's a newer acquaintance of mine. Country Road TV, I like my country music. Country Girl, I've not heard from her in about 2 or 3 years, and I'm still subscribed to her, so I don't think she's putting out too many videos. Cody238, ex-co-worker from one of my factories. He likes to camp out and do a little bushcraft. Combat Rations, Croatia. Everybody knows them. Uh, I have to be, my Spanish is not that good, but anyways, Curiosities, according to Mike, he does review rations. Cyanide, I ain't talked to him in a while, but I usually only talk to him when I was doing the live streams. And I just don't get to too many live streams these days. Life seems to get in general. Danny HC, P90, Dave's Diversion, Dave's 45 Auto. He's a Ohio fella. He's a couple of miles above me. David Lynn, the prepper principal. I am so tongue-tied tonight. We done a collaboration shortly ago, and actually I thought it went pretty good. Days with Jordan Line. He visits around the country. Sometimes it may be a graveyard. Sometimes it may be a wax museum. Does a lot of stuff. If you ain't checked him out, go ahead and do it. Delicious. Mr. Patois over in Poland. We've been in contact in multiple times through phone, message, and he sent me some Polish rations and some of the homemade stuff that he makes himself there in his own kitchen. Very good person. If you're not subscribed to him, check it out. Demolition Ranch, that is a firearm channel. Niece Hamilton, she's in the MRE community. Doing it cheap. He's in the MRE community. He does other stuff on the side as well. Dub C, well, y'all know Dub C. Great reviewer, great products. And gentleman here, this is one of the finest guitar pickers I've ever heard. He can do rock, country, or anything in between. And I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. I'm going to say Dvajas, but he was here in Kentucky last week, and I couldn't make it. I had to work that weekend. He carves outdoor. That's a friend of Brother Fernbarks. He's got good stuff on his. Does a whole lot of outdoor stuff. East Treats MRE. Well, over in England, like a lot of my friends are. These ain't heard from in a while. Now, okay, whoops. Go back. Alandel, I knew him from many years ago. He's starting to get back into the hobby again. So check out Alandel's MRE rations. They're made in Japan. Every so often she puts out a ration, but the other stuff is very interesting. Fireball Fred, I ain't talked to him for a year. Flanker Tanker, his hobby is now into mostly radio-controlled airplanes, but he used to put out a whole lot of good videos. Food Network, Foreign MRE, as mentioned earlier, Art and Nina, good people, some of the best. They've helped me out along the way, and we still talk on a pretty regular basis when we can. Moved to a new place, and they're trying to get settled in on that. Forgotten Weapons. That's Ian. He basically any weapon that was ever made, he does reviews on, and he goes to a lot of the gun auctions, Rock Island Armory, and all the rest of them, and he'll find a gun and just break it down piece by piece to where we can understand it. Frank and Tina, there's some neighbors down Tennessee just south of me. Brother Fred Thorne, I used to talk to him on a weekly basis. He's a little under the weather now. See, Furious Pete, he's competition eater. Greatest Air, that is a side project on combat rations. Glam, GM Survival, been a while since I've seen any of them. G. Schultz, and right below him, Gundog. These two fine gentlemen, and a certain New Zealander called Kiwi, they Well, when I was ready to give up on just having a little bit of fun on these reviews, they talked me out of it. Herbert Ohlendorf over in Germany, Hickok 45. He's also a firearms specialist. And if you ever want to see how something works or how it shoots, check out Hickok 45. History, Hollywood Graveyard, Home Free Acapella Group. If you've never heard their music, when they sing, it sounds like there's a musical accompaniments, but it's them making all the background music. It's all vocal, no instruments. I'm in pain. I ain't talked to him since live streams. In Range TV, another firearm subscription. Rocky Veteran, firearm subscription. Radium 242. Been a while since I talked to him too, but he does a lot of the bushcraft and a lot of the newer technology that you can take out camping. Iron Mike metal detecting, well, it's metal detecting. Do a lot overseas, and some of the stuff they find is very, very interesting. Iron Warning, ain't talked to him for a while. J&K Noob, I always called him Newbie, but he's not put anything out for a while. I guess life gets busy like all of us. Jack of Trades, MRE. Jack Gregory, comedian. James Ortiz, reviewer, MRE community. Talked to him in when I actually had time to get in the live streams. I'll have to look up that one there. I ain't sure. J1981, JDS Hillbilly. Not talked to them for a while. Jeff Dunnan, Master Puppeteer. Jeff Rose Dirty Songs. Well, that's kindly self-explanatory. He will take a song and perhaps change the lyrics around just a little bit. If you go to church, don't show this to your grandma. That's his statement. So you want to check him out. Again, not politically correct. Jerry Michalek, Pro Shooter, Firearms, Jesse Michael, MRE, J-Man Time. He does a lot of reviews on military equipment overseas, back to World War I, World War II. Okay, now here I get one I just made contact with today, John, MRE. Now when I made contact with him, I actually thought, look right below that. That's John's MRE. He's a friend in Canada. I was doing research for upcoming pizza ration. It should be up sometime this week. But I thought I was watching John's, and I was watching John, so I made a new friend today. Jorg. Now, Kaylist, I ain't talked to you in 100 years. I hope everything's going good up north. Carl, I ain't talked to him for a while. Kaylin Strange, she puts up quite a few rations. Usually I'm at work, and she does have long shows, so I can't always just run in and make a comment. Ken Survival, he's over in England. Drop down a little bit. Kiwi Dude, mentioned earlier, along with Gundog, G. Schultz. He doesn't put anything out anymore. Let him see, he travels around, sometimes go to his graveyard, and sometimes some of the tourist attractions. Cross Family Circus. Miss Leah, Tracy Phillips' wife. Keep up with her. Laura J, ain't talked to you for a while. Luke, ain't talked to you for a while. Ain't heard from Mad Dog for a while. Of course, I know y'all still doing good. If you actually watch this, drop me a line. You got all my info. Couple of Margaritaville channels, yes, Jimmy Buffett fan. Marilyn Skull, St. Louis, Missouri, home of the Ooey Gooey Butter Cake. Miss you, sister. Mark Kratz, I've not talked to him in a while. Embretto, it's been a few months. He's still doing pretty good as far as I know. Subscribe to Meatloaf. Michael Green Reviews, he's a good one over there in Leicester, England. Mickey Joe's Reviews, I ain't heard that from you in a while. Mike Kreshner, he's a new acquaintance. Minotaur Trading Company, that's Black Dog Bob, that's MRE Nation. Ready Pyrotechnics, he used to do a lot of outdoor camping and stuff like that. He's well, in summertimes he's busy. His company does some of the fireworks and stage shows for a lot of the fairs and get-togethers. Moron Brothers, well, you got to be from Kentucky to know them. If you ain't never checked out the Moron Brothers, check them out. Browning 1911, been a while since I talked to you. MRE Scout, he's a new friend of mine. He also likes to take his youngin' out with him when he's, well, getting out in the woods and maybe eating something or catching a fish or two. Murray Barber, Canadian friend. And I will not pronounce that, but anyway, that's Peter over in in Poland. Goes by Delicious. Nathan's MRE, he's put one up in the last day or two. I need to go check that out. M's MRE, ain't heard from her in a while. Nina R, that's Nina down at foreignmre.com. No, he's too far. No, the Philippines. He's not put out anything in 3 to 4 years. North Georgia Outdoors, not talked to them in a while. Magic, Old Mate Drop Bear, fellow reviewer, used to talk a lot, but he had some issues with YouTube and Facebook, so we ain't talked for a long time. Everybody knows old Smokey here. His live streams are on once or twice a week. Outdoor Tactical, that's Russia. Packers MREs, he's a new acquaintance I've met over the year or two. Paul B, I'm not going to butcher your name, Canadian friend. Polly's, I still got him on here. We lost Polly about 3 years ago. I still do try to keep in contact with his brother and sister. Pete Review, he's another new one I've met in the last year or two, and he's a hoot, and he's helped me out on some rations and a whole lot of other stuff. You can see some of my new logos I put on my channel. Pine Tree Line. Oh, he's another one up north. Pixel, ain't talked to him in a while. Ramley Tracy, that's Tracy Phillips, Leah's husband. That's one of the other channels he does. RC, ain't talked to him in a while. Readiness Rations, Readiness Reviews. Him and me done tag team reviews together, and he's like me, he likes old firearms, so ain't nothing wrong with that. Nay Allen, well, you know, my sister from another mister. We just don't get to talk like we used to then, so maybe everything will work out soon, we can get back together. Okay. Sam's ordered rations. Sam's pretty cool. We've talked a few times. Never exchanged anything, but he gets some of the best Asian rations I've ever seen. Scotsman 1984, that's Barry. He doesn't post anymore, but we do still keep in touch. Sean Hack, knew what I met. Shocker 71, been a while since I talked to him. Shooting USA, that's obvious what that is. Now, Shovelhead, he's on here. We go backwards and forth, especially when he does the cast iron Wednesdays, and he likes the flea market too. Simon, that's Kent Survival's buddy. Sleepy Dog Construction, that's Art from foreignmre.com. Smitty, that's CT's, what did I do? Go right past CT a while ago? Canadian Trucker. This is one of his buddies, also up from Canada. Spicy Tuna Rolls, I met him in the last year or two. He's one of only about 2 to 3 people I know that can do a review and not say a word. He prefers to use subtitles under what he's doing, and put some little paddles up. It's either got a thumb up or a thumb down. I'd like to say I have talked to him, but he don't talk. But we do message. Steve 1989 MRE. Well, there's no use to mention that one. I think we all know that. Sticky Fingers, I ain't talked for him for a while. Survivor to Michael, Italy. Flater Mouse, I bumped the camera, apologies. A lot of firearms. Isaac Rock Show. Hillbilly Kitchen. I ain't talked to her in a while. Oh, the Magnus. G. Schultz know him. I know him. We talk on the phone. Well, when his schedule and mine allows. He's over in Europe. Reaper Files. That goes back to where famous people are buried. This and that with Matt. Matt's reviews. He's new when I met in the last year or two. That's why I'm doing this. I want to get some shout outs to some people and just I look daily for somebody new to subscribe to. So I find somebody, I'll go ahead and talk to them and figure them out. Traversing Food, that's Steve. He's down south with me. Two brothers, they went different directions. They don't do that anymore. Two writers, they still do reviews. Viper, GTS, MRE, that's Matt. He still does them. Grave Sites, Weird History, Whit Docs. All these are where famous people are buried and so forth. Yankee in the South. I live in Kentucky. They live down around Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And any new thing that opens, well, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Swivel, Smoky Mountains, that's kind of a big thing here. If you're in Kentucky, you just want to hide out for a few hours, anything new comes into town, they go and post it. And they visited Kentucky up here. They was in there about 30 miles from me last year, and I missed that. Let's see. Yossi, Israeli friend. We don't talk much, but old pal Fernbark. We talk as much as we can. This translation is Russian, and I think that's Metal Detecting Group from the subtitle that's wrote down below it, Russian War Diggers. But no, I just thought some of these names you may not have heard of, and you might want to look them up because it just no, we got a bunch of good people in this hobby, and I'm always looking for more to subscribe to. Over the last year, and like I said, even today, I signed up with one to watch his reviews. So keep it in mind. Just cause everybody don't do a review the same way you do, don't pick on them, cut them some slack. They're like the rest of us. They're just trying to get by and figure it out. So hey, one, two. I forgot I got the camera zoomed in too close to where you can read the writing. Peace, John, Somerset, Kentucky. Again, later on this week, I'll put up a pizza ration. When I do that, I'll include some links to an older pizza ration I had back in 2018. So, y'all be safe. Peace, prayers, John.